Hello everybody and welcome to Newcastle Fans TV, and I'm outside the stadium again, and today we are talking about the under-23s. Right, so first things first, you're probably asking, why the hell am I standing outside a freezing cold St James's Park at night time? Well, you know, just on my lunch break, and I thought, you know, well, let's get another video out, you know, rather than me having to do it at home. So, like I said at the intro, we're going to be talking about the under-23s and how they're getting on this season. So you'll see a few captions come up on the screen during the video, and also a few photographs of obviously the players who are performing for the under-23s who might possibly go out on loan, or perhaps, you never know, get into Rafa's squad, you know. So looking at the form overall, if I've got the paper in front of me, so Newcastle in total, as far as I'm gathered, they played 12 games this season. They won 5, drawn 2 and lost 5, scoring 19, conceding 20. So it's a bit of a mixed form in the second division. That also includes the cup games as well, which they played as well. Looking at some of the results here, which I'll put on the screen now for you. Beating Norwich 3-0, West Ham 3-1 defeat, getting beat at Villa 4-0 was quite a heavy defeat. Drawn with Stoke 1-1, Brighton winning 2-1 there. Away from home, which is a good result. And then we came up at home against Swansea, beating them 3-2. Defeat of Wolves, defeat of Fulham. Both of those games were away. And just literally last night at St James's Park, Newcastle ran out 2-0 winners, thanks to an outstanding performance by El-Mhanni and goals from Shaun Longstaff as well. Also in the cup as well, the Premier League Cup, and also other cups as well. They beat Hartlepool fairly recently 5-1, where Longstaff got a hat-trick, and also Sounds, a new signing, got a couple of goals. And we drew with Swansea 0-0, and Sheffield United got beat also 2-0. That was at home, which was a previous game. So it's a bit of a mixed bag so far this season for the under-23s. But if we look at the under-23s, who is the next star to come out of that and come at the Newcastle side? Well, I'm going to give you my 4 that I think have been doing well this season and who potentially could get in the side. Now, before we get on to those 4, if you just look at Newcastle in total, the amount of young under-23s that are already out on loan, the list is endless. You've got Armstrong, Sterry, Mbabu, Amiobi, Vukic, Tony, Gillespie, Cameron, Woolston and Herdman, who's just come back from both of their loan spells respectively. And of course you've got Alex Gilliard out on loan as well. So one of these 4 guys that I'm going to mention what they've been up to this far this season. I'm going to start with Callum Roberts. A lot of you know of him. If you don't know this lad, he's just 19 years of age, can play on the wing, can play on the right wing, up front as well. He's actually just had a call up to the under-20s recently for England, so it's a big step for the young lad, you know. He scores goals, he's got 2 so far this season. He needs to just kick on, maybe he'll get a loan spell. He is definitely one to watch out for. I've heard a lot of people mention him on Twitter as well, so definitely Callum Roberts, 19 years of age, Shields lad as well, so keep an eye out for him. He's a runner, he's got pace, you know, so definitely keep an eye out. He's one to keep an eye out for. Freddy Woodman, everybody knows who Freddy Woodman is, the 19-year-old. He was obviously came up to Newcastle with his dad when Pardew and Woodman Senior were in charge as well. He's now also being called up to England under-21, which is a massive step for a goalkeeper who hasn't played any first-team football at Newcastle. We all know he was out on loan at Crawley last year, had three-month great spells down there, but obviously was recalled because of the injury crisis to Newcastle's goalkeeper last year. So high aspects of Freddy Woodman. I'm really keen. So far this season, he hasn't set the world delight in the under-23s, but I think he needs competitive football. He needs to go back out on loan, because he's obviously got 3 goalkeepers ahead of him at the club already, possibly 4 if Tim Krul comes back. So for me, Woodman is a star in the making. He's a brilliant shot stopper. He's very slim physique, so maybe he needs to work on that. But if you've seen this lad play, he can stop balls for fun, get him out on loan, get him a few loan spells. You know, he's one for the future. England under 21 international already, and he hasn't kicked the ball for Newcastle yet, which is fantastic. Yasin El-Mhanni, who's just recently turned 21. This kid had a man-of-the-match performance here at St James's Park last night. I've done a video on him earlier on the season when he signed with Stuart Fidley early on in the season. His trick skills, he's a YouTuber, just Google him as well, Yasin El-Mhanni. So he put in the man-of-the-match performance, a big step. He's played at St James's Park now. He's come out and said the right things, that he needs to improve, he wants to do better, and I think that's the right attitude to have. He's full of tricks. He's kind of like in the Ben Arthur mould. I think he's just got to be nurtured and worked on. I'm sure Peter Beasley, of all people, who's got the trick or two in his own locker, will work on the lad. We'll see how that develops as well. I think he needs more consistency for me. If he can keep the consistency up in the under-23s, and then he'll might get his loan spell in January, or even perhaps me get a place on the bench with Newcastle. But another one definitely keep an eye on. But the guy, we're going to move on to the final one, the guy who's been blistering form, and he follows me on Twitter, so thank you very much, is Shaun Longstaff, who is flying at the minute. He's got 8 goals this season, correct me if I'm wrong, Shaun. He's scoring goals for fun. He's got a hat-trick against Hartlepool. He plays in that like centre midfield number 10 role as well, so he's literally on fire, so to speak. Scores goals. It won't be too long before he's shipped it out on loan. He's obviously, his dad used to be an ice hockey player, professional ice hockey player representing Great Britain and everything, you know. So Shaun Longstaff score goals for fun. If you haven't seen this lad play, get yourselves to an under 23 game. He will score goals. It's really impressive. 8 goals already this season. Hat-trick against Hartlepool, as mentioned. He got a goal last night here at St James's Park. He's also, if I look at the going back to the results as well, he's a penalty taker. He's got a brace against Brighton away from home. Literally in all of these games, I think he only hasn't scored in about six games so far this season, which is phenomenal. So that is my key. I can't see my words now. That is my tip. Shaun Longstaff. If the way he keeps going on, he could potentially be the new star from Newcastle. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Obviously, we all know that there's a lot of loan players who are already, a lot of players who are out on loan already. They're going to come back in. So perhaps we'll do a video later on in the season how they're doing like a loan report, you know. But let me know what you think of those guys, those 4. Any other notable mentions for you? Maybe the Gibson brothers, perhaps? Let me know what you think in the comment section down there below. And thank you very much for watching Newcastle Fans TV. I'm going to head back in the office because it's freezing. See you later.